look at this beautiful day. Late November, I think it's the 26th. 55 degrees. This could be it. There's nothing in the future forecast anywhere near this warm. So this might be the last nice ride of the year. So I decided to head over to New Jersey today. I realized I haven't been in New Jersey all year on my bike. And probably the main reason for that is there's a privately owned bridge we're going to go over. It's Dingman Bridge, or as we affectionately refer to it, Rickety Rack Bridge. It's wooden. And a couple guys out today. Anyway, there's no easy pass, so you can't go through it hands-free. It's either $1 or a ticket from a little ticket book, which I happen to have. But it's just moderately annoying to stop and fish that out. And, I don't know, just haven't wanted to come over here, but I figured why not? Something different. The main drag over here can be, have a lot of cars. And definitely don't want to be over here during morning commute, but it's a weekday around 11:30, so it should be pretty easy going. I'm all about the easy going. I usually just pull off to the side and get my ticket ready and have it in my fingers, so when I ride up, I don't have cars behind me waiting while I fish everything out. Yeah, it's kind of interesting they still have a bridge like this in 2019. They usually close it for a week each year and do maintenance. It gets a lot of commuter traffic in the morning and night, and so when it's closed, people have to go about 10 miles north to the Milford Bridge. And that adds a considerable bit to their commute. But I do not go over these bridges on my commute. I go up on Interstate 84, and there's no toll up there. One Dingman Bridge ticket. One sport bike. Thank you. But it's nice up here. River is so calm today. Like glass out there. So I broke down and bought some heated grips. I really should have done that sooner. Last year when I got my bike in the spring, I should have planned that for a fall project. I plan to keep the bike for a number of years. Obviously, when you put heated grips, you know, unless you're going to go through the trouble of taking them off when you sell the bike, they're pretty much part of the bike. So it doesn't make sense to put heated grips on a bike if you're only going to have it a short time, unless money is not a concern. I'm finding that keeping your hands warm is a multifaceted task. You know, if you have a fairing, that certainly helps. If you don't, they have the little wind deflectors you can put on your handlebars. I personally really hate the way those things look. I have some heated gloves, but they're battery operated. They are 2 years old, and I've probably used them somewhere between 60 or 80 times total, if that. That's probably a high estimate, but already the batteries are not keeping them powered as long as they used to. The batteries are already deteriorating, which is really disappointing. And honestly, even when I have them on full power, it leaves something to be desired in terms of warmth. As I say, they don't keep your hands warm, they just prevent your hands from freezing. But I've already had a couple times where I've been out and all of a sudden the battery's done, they shut off, and I've got 20 minutes or so to go and my hands just really start getting cold. So that's not fun. I know that heated grips are not the be-all, end-all, as they say, but it's better than nothing. So I think having those and hopefully a good pair of insulated gloves, which I'm still looking for, will give me a little better solution than what I have right now. And I could get new batteries for these gloves, but they're pretty pricey, and like I said, they leave something to be desired. Anyway, since we're talking about cold and temperature and all that, do you put your bike away for winter? A lot of people ask me that, so is the bike away? And I always say no, I don't really put my bike away for winter. As far as the location, I just put it in my garage right alongside my car, up against a wall. Now, in the summer when I'm riding several times a week, I just leave my car out and the bike gets the garage bay to itself, because it's a little bit of gymnastics to put the bike up against the wall and then bring in the car. But I'll do that now that it's getting colder so that my car is warm, and I will take my bike out. It really doesn't matter what the calendar says. I just go by two things: the temperature and whether or not the roads are covered with salt. Salt is evil, and once you've had some storms and they salt the roads, they literally are white, and that is no good. If you get that salt spray, even if it's dry, that powder on inside your fenders and just everywhere, it's like acid. It just eats. It eats paint, it eats steel, or eats through paint, whatever. So you really don't want that on. I don't want that on my bike. But what often happens is, even though it might be the middle of the winter and we've had storms and stuff, we may suddenly get a real soaker of a rainstorm in January or February or whatever, which will sufficiently clean up the roads. And then every now and then, we might get a day in the 50s. I had that a couple years ago where it was February and it was actually mild enough that I could ride my bike to work in the morning, and it was in the 50s on my evening ride home. It was fabulous. Well, it looks like a lot of people are out today. It's a Tuesday. I don't really put my bike away for the year. If it looks like it's going to be a month or more, I might throw stable in the fuel tank. I've done that in the past, but honestly, I don't really even think that's necessary. It's great for little engines and snow blowers and generators and things like that, but I really don't think, unless your Harley is going to be sitting for a long time, like 3-4 months, I don't think you really need fuel stabilizer. I always keep it on a battery tender. And really the only other thing I like to do if I'm not going to be riding for a while is just wash it really well. Wash it and dry it, and because I don't want any gunk sitting on it and cause any corrosion issues if it's going to be sitting for a while. So probably today, after it cools down from my ride, I will hose it off and give it a nice wash and dry, tuck it in the garage, but it will be at the ready. I don't do any, put away bike regimen. It's always ready to go. So how about you guys? I mean, obviously if you're down south, you don't have to worry about that. I've seen comments online from people in Texas and Arizona and Florida that it's just getting good now for riding because the blistering heat and humidity is relenting and it's really comfortable now. But for the rest of you guys in the northern climates, is there a day where this is it? The bike is now officially away? Or are you more like me? That's kind of what I was curious about. So this is northern Jersey. This is Route 206, and it will go all the way down to Interstate 80, which is where all the morning commuters are going. But this is still a nice part of the state. It's very rural. It's amazing how the northern part of the state is completely different than the southern part. As you get over near New York City, obviously it's a ton more congested and it's more like a little city over there. But northwest New Jersey is really pretty. There's lots of lakes, country roads, deer everywhere, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a nice place. It would be good for me to get more riding routes in New Jersey under my belt so that I can go over here for more variety and not worry about getting lost. So I guess that's all I got. I'll probably do a video of putting my heated grips on when that time comes, maybe over the December holiday. All right, guys, till next time. Hey, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thanks.